Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back to a new China phone review, and today we'll check out the new Landvo L200g, which is a one-to-one copy of the Oneplus One. And there are also some other clones, but the Landvo is really cheap and also got some nice specs. And I got this one from gearbest.com, and as always you can find the shop link down below in the description. And it currently retails for only $120, which is really cheap, so have a look at it. And now let's check out the specs of the phone. Okay guys, now that's the back side of the box which I have received from gearbest.com, and here you can see the specs of the phone. And it's really interesting because it's a dual chipset phone. That means it comes with the MTK6582 chipset and the MTK6290 chipset. And the MTK6582 chipset basically includes the quad-core CPU, the GPU and all that stuff, and the 6290 chipset includes LTE. So the 6582 chipset isn't LTE compatible, that's why you need the second chipset. So this phone also supports 4G LTE, but just make sure that the frequencies are supported by your provider. Further, this phone comes with a 5-inch QHD screen, 1GB of RAM and 4GB of ROM, and 2MP front camera and a 5MP back camera, so not the best camera quality, and 2000mAh battery, and Android 4.4.2. On the box it says Jelly Bean, but let's see what we get. So let's do a quick unboxing. Okay guys, so just to keep this video here a little bit shorter, I already unboxed it, and now let's go quickly here through the parts. Here in the middle you can see the phone, and as you can see on the first look, it really looks like the Oneplus One, but we will have a closer look at the phone in a minute. Let's go here through the other parts. Here you can also see a sticker, and this is really important because that contains your IMEI number. And if you flash your phone or mod it and you lose your IMEI number, you can restore it, so don't throw that sticker away. Now here you can see the replaceable battery, and you can also replace it on the original Oneplus One, but it's much more complicated. It's pretty thin and it has a capacity of 2000mAh, so less than the Oneplus One, but it also takes less power than the Oneplus One. So you should still get a pretty good battery lifetime. Okay, then let's check out the screen protector here, and that's included for free, so that's a gift from gearbest.com, but also the original Oneplus One screen protector should fit the phone. And also included for free is a protection cover, and that is made out of silicone or rubber or something, feels pretty good, but also the original Oneplus One cover should fit the fake one here. Also included is a short user manual, but yeah, that's pretty useless, comes in different languages, but just tells you how to put in a SIM card and how to turn on the phone, so really basic operations. Then here we can take a look at the charger, and yeah, the charger looks really cheap, so I would definitely recommend to throw it away and get a new one from your local electronics store. And this one here is a standard 5W charger, and I would definitely recommend to replace it because some people on my forum reported and also uploaded pictures that the charger burned down on some cheap China clones. So you can get them really cheap. I would definitely recommend to replace it. But you can still use the old micro USB charging cable. The cable looks pretty good and there are absolutely no issues with that. Then let's take a look at the headset, and this one here is a headset with a microphone. So you get here the little microphone as you can see, and also the remote control. And here we also got some nice looking in-ear speakers, and those come in white with that metal cover. And they are a little bit big, so I prefer smaller ones, but they have a pretty good sound quality. I've tested them and the sound quality is really good. And also here at the end we got a 3.5mm headphone jack to connect it to the Landvo L200g. So basically that's it, that's everything which you can find in the box, and now let's check out the phone. Okay guys, we're now outside, it's a really beautiful day, and here comes the Landvo L200g. And it feels really like the Oneplus One, so I think it has exactly the same size. And also the front here looks like the Oneplus One. We have a really black IPS display, we have a cool looking black frame, and at the bottom we have the capacitive buttons. Now the back cover of the phone has sandstone optic, but it doesn't feel like sandstone, so it's very even and smooth, and actually it's just a plastic back cover. But except of that, it really looks like the Oneplus One with the camera, with the connectors here at the top, and with the buttons here at the right side of the phone. Also here the front side really looks like the Oneplus One, and now let's take a closer look at that. Now here's a closer look on the front side, and here at the bottom we have the capacitive buttons, which are exactly the same like on the Oneplus One. The frame also has the same color, the display looks pretty good and the frame is very thin. At the top we got all the things like the charging LED, notification LED, the speaker, the proximity and light sensor, and right from that we got the camera. So the front camera is pretty bad, not that good, way not that good like on the OnePlus One, but you will later see that anyway in the camera test. And now let's have a look at the backside. Now here you have a closer look at the backside, and now you can see it's just fake sandstone, so it feels very smooth and even. Also here at the bottom it doesn't say anything about CyanogenMod, so you can just see here the Landvo logo. Also here we got the speaker grid, but the speaker is just located here at the left side. Then here at the top you can see the 5 megapixel back camera. Right under that we can see the fake dual LED flash because there's only one LED inside. And also right from that we can see the back microphone. So I'm not sure if there's real microphone, but we will check that out later. And here you can see the top side with the connectors, and in the middle we got the micro USB port, and left from that we got the 3.5mm headphone jack, and that cut here shouldn't be there, so I dropped the phone, and it has really good quality because I already thought, oh no, the screen is broken, but it was just here a cut in the back cover, so that's pretty good. Now here you can see the phone without the back cover, and let's go quickly here through the parts, and let's start here at the top. So what you can see here is the micro USB port, you can see the camera with the fake dual LED flash and those two slots. So the slot in the middle here is the micro SD card slot, and the big SIM card slot here is the SIM card slot 1. It's just a single SIM phone, but it's a big SIM card slot. So if you have a micro SIM card you have to use an adapter. You can also see the antennas right over here. I'm not sure which antenna is which, but yeah, you won't need that because the antenna layout is pretty good and there's nothing to fix. Then you can also see on the sticker here your IMEI number, model number and all that stuff, and at the bottom we got the speaker. You can also see the button contacts here on the right side, but the actual buttons are in the back cover. So I will now insert my SIM card, my SD card and the battery, and then we're gonna start the phone and check it out. Okay ladies and gentlemen, we're now in the Android home screen, and yeah, now let's swipe here through the pages, and it feels pretty smooth. So it's a quad-core CPU. It must not always be an octa-core, so also the quad-core CPU is pretty fast and enough for the most users. But now let's go to about the phone to get some information about the phone. We also got here system updates and wireless update, so let's see if we can check for an update. But I'm not sure if they're really updates, I've never heard of that company, and yeah, it says up to date, but I'm not sure if that is working. We can see here model number L200g, and it comes with Android 4.4.2 KitKat. So that definitely looks like Android 4.4.2. Okay, so the rest is basically not interesting, so let's go back and let's quickly check out the settings of the phone. Let's start at the top with wireless and networks. And here we got SIM management, we also got Wi-Fi, and I'm currently connected to my home network with a pretty good signal. We also got Bluetooth, it's working with my Bluetooth speaker, so I've tested that. Under more we also got airplane mode, you can switch the default SMS application, which is pretty important on MTK phones. Tethering and portable hotspot, VPN, mobile networks, so here you can also choose 4G. By default it's on 4G recommended if it's supported and if you have a contract on 4G. But you don't have to use 4G, so you can also use 3G or 2G only, which consumes less battery. Okay, then let's go back here. And let's go here to device, and here you get basically things to customize your ROM like home screen, wallpaper, display settings, different audio profiles. But also here under display settings you can recalibrate your proximity sensor, your G sensor, and you can also enable cast screen. So those are some hidden features. Then let's check out storage, and here you can see default write disk, so you can choose if you want to write on the phone storage or the SD card. And here the SD card just has 1 GB. We also get here another SD card with 8 GB. And last but not least we got here the phone storage, which got about 2 GB. So the 8 GB partition was my external SD card. And if you want to use the whole internal memory as phone storage, you have to repartition your internal SD card. That's a bit complicated, but we got tutorials for that on chinadevices.com. Then now let's check out the battery stats. So 94% left and about 22 minutes on battery. That should be something like remaining 400 minutes on battery or something. That's 7 hours with a lot of usage, and that's pretty good. So let's check out the apps, and we can go here to SD card. No, we go here to running apps, and here we can see which apps are currently running in the background. And this ROM is really clean, so it just uses about 30% of the RAM, so 360 megabytes. So that's pretty good because you get a lot of RAM left for games and applications. And also if you go here to all applications, you can see the ROM is pretty clean. It doesn't contain any China apps, just the MTK apps, and those are not malware or spyware. Okay, then here we got personal settings, and here you can enable location-based services, so that's GPS. We also got here language and input, and that's really important because you can set the display language to almost every language which is available in Android. If there's a language missing, you can also install that. It's a little bit complicated, but most languages are supported. You can also change the language for the keyboard, so there are absolutely no issues. And you can also change the keyboard. By default, it's the Android open source project keyboard, but that can be changed. Then let's check out accounts. So here you can add Google accounts, WhatsApp, Facebook, whatever you want to add. And last but not least, we got the developer options, and those are really important because here you can enable USB debugging, and that's important if you want to mod your ROM, root your phone or whatever. But yeah, it comes pre-rooted, as you will see later. Then now let's check out the basic applications on the smartphone. So this phone comes with the stock Android launcher, and you can customize the home screen by using here the menu button, and then you get quick access to wallpapers, widgets, so you can place different icons and widgets on your home screen just as you like. You can also scroll down from the top to the bottom, and here you get the notification area. Then here at the right top corner you can access the quick settings. So we got here owner profile, battery stats, settings, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth and GPS here in this row, airplane mode, data connection and data usage if you need that, audio profiles, brightness and auto rotation here at the bottom. So basically just the basic things you're gonna use. And here at the left bottom side we got the dial application. So that's the stock dialer, and you can use that to call any number. Maybe you will get your roaming warning, but that's completely normal on China phones. Just press yes and you can disable that roaming warning in the settings. So I'm now calling some random number, and yeah, let's just check the proximity or light sensor, and yeah, that's working pretty good, so it switches off the display when you're doing a call, so you don't activate stuff with your ear, and yeah, the ROM is working pretty good, nothing to say about that. Okay, then now let's check out the next application, which is contacts, and that's the basic Android contact application. You can import contacts from your Google account, from your SD card, so there are absolutely no issues. Then here in the middle we got the menu button, and right from that we got the messaging application. This app can be changed in the settings as you've seen before, and that one here is the Android open source project keyboard, but that can be replaced with every keyboard like the SwiftKey keyboard or whatever you want to add from the Google Play Store. Also here at the right side we got the browser, and that's the basic Android browser but can be replaced for instance with Firefox or something. And browsing the web is pretty good, it works really fast without lag, and you can also watch YouTube movies here in the browser or directly in the YouTube app, and that works good, and there are absolutely no lags in the playback. Because this phone got a Mali 400MP GPU, a quad-core CPU, 1GB of RAM, the ROM is pretty good and that's more than enough for video playback. You will later also see some gameplay in the benchmark test. Okay, yeah, so that's it, and now let's check out the menu and let's check out here the applications which we can find. And we got here all the default applications which you can find on every Android phone like browser, calculator, calendar, and they're all in English, so no China apps on the smartphone. Now let's check out the camera application, and let's go outside and let's do a little camera test. Okay guys, we're now outside in my garden, and now here comes the Landvo L200g camera. And yeah, it looks okay, so it's not shaky or laggy. And the colors don't look that good, but you can also tweak the settings. And yeah, for a $120 phone, the camera looks pretty okay. Then we can also take photos here, not too fast, and there's a little bit of lag in between, but keep in mind that it is a low budget phone. And for that, the camera is really okay to take some photos, I don't know, if you crash with your car or something. And this phone comes with the default Android camera application. So here on the left side, you get the effects and all that stuff. We got a working tap autofocus, which also changes the lighting properly. At the top, we can switch to the front camera, disable the flash and all that stuff. We can record videos right over here in 720p, I think. But let's go to the settings and yeah, let's check that out. So here we got the general settings like exposure, scene mode, white balance and all that stuff. Then right from that we got the camera settings, and here we got HDR, smile shot, self timer, but we also got here picture size. And it's here on 8 megapixels in full screen. You can also choose here 5 megapixels, so I'm really not sure if the camera is now 5 or 8, but I think the hardware is just 5 megapixels. Yeah, and also the preview size is full screen. Then here under video settings we can set the video quality. Basically that's it. The camera feels pretty good for a low budget phone. It's not shaky or laggy, just a little bit laggy if you take photos. Okay, and let's go back to the phone now. We are now here back in Android, and now let's check out the remaining applications. We also got here some more default applications like clock and all that stuff, but let's check out the more interesting applications like FM radio. So you can listen to radio, but you have to connect your headset because it acts as an antenna. Then we also got all the Google applications like Gmail, Google Settings, Maps, the Play Store, so everything is pre-installed and not in Chinese. We got the music player, the Play Store right over here, so you can download every application from the Google Play Store. I've already downloaded some like Multitouch Tester and some other applications, and it also comes with SuperSU pre-installed. So the phone is pre-rooted, you just have to update the binaries, that's just one click and boom, the phone is rooted, so pretty easy. Okay, basically that's it. That was just a quick overview over the functions of the smartphone. I just tried to keep it a little bit shorter, so this video will be about 20 minutes and not half an hour. I hope it's still good, and now let's go outside and let's do a little GPS test. So you may know GPS on China phones is sometimes good, sometimes bad, but let's test it here on the Landvo L200g. I did the GPS fix, it was working straight out of the box, but not as good as with the GPS fix. So now that's the third or fifth fix, I don't remember, but let's see how long it takes. So the first one was about 12 or 15 seconds, so not that fast, but yeah, it was pretty stable. And this one here also took about the same time. We have here 13 satellites in view and 8 satellites in use, and also all with a pretty good signal. So GPS is definitely working, and you can also use that as navigation in your car. And now you will see some benchmarks, and after that you will hear my conclusion about the smartphone.
For fire makes the city look so bright. Close your eyes and just stay tight. We have to go. Stay with me while we leave. Don't worry, just believe me. This journey will relieve us. Stay with me while we leave. Stay with me. Wouldn't be right to say always for the place where we burn with certain blaze.
Okay guys, we're now at the end of this video. I really enjoyed testing this Oneplus One Clone. It's definitely awesome if you keep the low price in mind. It's not even $120 and you get a really good 4G all-rounder. So I would rate that phone with 8.5 out of 10 points. And as always, you can find the shop link down below in the description. It's gearbest.com. I've ordered some phones in the past and all the phones arrived in an excellent condition, and it was also pretty fast, so within a week. Okay guys, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and you can also visit chinadevices.com, so it's our forum. We have an awesome community. If you want to talk about China phones, just click at the link down below in the description, come to our forum, register, be a member and be a part of our awesome community. So as always guys, thanks for watching this video, and I hope to see you again in my next videos. Bye bye.